Hello everyone, and welcome to MyniQ podcast. I'm your host, and I'll be sharing short English stories and conversations with you every day. Today's episode is The Athletes of Eternity. And the text level is 7. Learn how to make really complicated sentences, check everything you learned, and practice using it by writing and talking. Stick around till the end for 5 quick questions to test your understanding. Alright then, let's get listening.
The Athletes of Eternity. In the heart of Athens, where the ancient rulers whispered secrets to the wine, a mystical Olympic Games unfolded. The air was alive with an otherworldly energy as athletes from far and wide converged upon the city. As the first modern Olympics opened in 1896, a young woman named Sophia appeared among the crowds. Her eyes shone like stars on a clear night, and her smile could charm the gods themselves. She was a weaver of tales, and her stories wove the very fabric of reality. As Sophia watched the athletes compete, she began to notice strange occurrences. A runner would finish a sprint only to find himself back at the starting line. A jumper would clear the high bar, only to soar into the realm of the unknown. The boundaries between worlds were blurring, and Sophia realized that these games were not just for mortal champions. As the games reached their climax, Sophia's stories merged with the reality of the athletes' performances. The lines between myth and legend began to dissolve, and a new world emerged where the impossible became possible, and the boundaries between worlds disappeared forever.
Now, let's move on to the conversation between Billy, Meg, Kelly, and their teacher, Luan, after reading the novel.
I felt like I was right there with Sophia, experiencing the magic of the Olympics.
Yeah, and I loved how the stories merged with reality. It's like the boundaries between worlds disappeared.
As an educator, I appreciated how the novel wove together history, mythology, and fantasy in a way that was both entertaining and thought-provoking.
I'm so glad you guys liked it. I loved how Sophia's stories affected the athletes and changed their performances. It was like her imagination had real power.
Exactly, and it made me think about how our own imaginations can shape our experiences and create new possibilities. It's a really empowering idea.
I know, right? It's like we have the power to create our own magic, just like Sophia did in the novel.
That's a great point, Kerry, and it's not just about individual imagination. The novel also showed how collective creativity and storytelling can bring people together and inspire positive change.
Whoa, I never thought of it that way, but it makes sense. The Olympics in the novel were like a symbol of global unity and cooperation, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the novel showed how even small acts of creativity and kindness can have a ripple effect and make a big difference.
Now, let's test your understanding of the novel and the dialogue with 5 questions. Question 1. What was happening in Athens during the Olympic Games? I. The athletes were competing normally. B. A mystical Olympic Games folded. C. The boundaries between worlds were blurring. D. Athletes from far and wide converged upon the city. E. The Olympics in the novel were like a symbol of global unity and cooperation. The answer is C. The boundaries between worlds were blurring. Question 2. What did Sophia notice during the games? I. A runner would finish a sprint only to find himself back at the starting line. B. A jumper would clear the high bar only to soar into the realm of the unknown. C. The boundaries between worlds were blurring. D. Athletes were performing normally. E. Sophia's stories merged with reality. The answer is B. A jumper would clear the high bar only to soar into the realm of the unknown. Question 3. How did Sophia's stories affect the athletes? A. They became weaker. B. Their performances remained unchanged. C. The lies between myth and legend began to dissolve. D. A new world emerged where the impossible became possible. E. The boundaries between worlds disappeared forever. The answer is D. A new world emerged where the impossible became possible. Question 4. What did the novel show about collective creativity and storytelling? A. It had no impact on the athletes. B. It brought people together but didn't inspire positive change. C. It inspired positive change but wasn't connected to global unity. D. It brought people together and inspired positive change. E. The Olympics were not a symbol of global unity. The answer is D. It brought people together and inspired positive change. Question 5. What was the result of Sophia's stories merging with reality? A. The boundaries between worlds disappeared forever. B. A new world emerged where the impossible became possible. C. The athletes' performances remained unchanged. D. Sophia's stories had no impact on the games. E. The Olympics were like a symbol of global unity. The answer is A. The boundaries between worlds disappear forever. That's it for today's quiz. How many did you answer correctly? Thanks for tuning in to my channel today. I hope you enjoyed the stories and conversations and found the quiz challenging yet fun. Don't forget to subscribe or follow us for more daily English learning content. Until next time, keep practicing your English and have a wonderful day.